Right. Welcome everybody to once again it's your main man Corey, the conversation us, and I have my guest here, Jerri Harper, straight from D Town, and I have been knowing this young lady for about what, seventh, eighth grade.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's 20 plus Jesus, further back than I wish to
You're right,
remember. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right. Put me out there, man. Put me out
Yeah, I mean, we
there.
old, we old. You know what I'm saying? We old. We,
Right,
we damn near 40.
right,
You
right
know?
on, right
But
on.
anyway, basically we're gonna get back into the same conversation that we had in the previous interview, just different guests. We're gonna jump right into it. First question of the day: what or who were some of your main influences as a child?
You know what? I never was one for like influencers and role models and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
I never, not until like I got to high school and if anything, cash money.
Wow. Okay.
Cash money
Okay.
was like
Zoom
my
out.
life. Yes.
400 degrees, baby.
Yes. Yes. Like, but cash money was life to me.
And you know what? And I can definitely verify that because I can remember you used to pick me up for school in the blue blazer,
I'm
and
telling
you jamming cash money and got one in the air.
you,
If the car wasn't
faithfully,
already smoking.
faithfully. But I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't a very directed youth. I didn't have like focus or anything, so I can't. I
Right,
wouldn't even be
right.
able to
Okay, okay.
answer
Well, I guess you would say
that.
then. We'll move on to the next one. Then, what type of setbacks did you see? I guess you would say your parents or whoever kind of contributed to raising you. What did you see them go through as far as whether it been business or personal to help you, I guess, get to the stage that you're at now?
I learned these hoes ain't shit. I learned that coming up, my parents were married to the day my dad died. So they were married 40 plus years,
Wow, wow.
but yeah, I learned that it was very easy for the woman at times. And don't get me wrong, my dad worked every day. He had his
Right,
own business.
right,
And he made good money. He did our dope dealers cars and everything. So
right.
Jerry made good money. But it was those occasional times when Jerry would stay gone, wouldn't come home. And, I learned very early that women were the backbone of the house.
Right, right, right.
And even though, the income levels were the same, and there was time when my dad was making more money than my
Hmm.
mom. But I learned that very early on in life.
Now, with that being stated, learning that women were the backbone. Well, women are the backbone, and that is a very true statement. I mean, women are the backbone of the home. How did that help you into becoming? I guess you would say, considering that you're raising a daughter of your own, and you're in what Joanna's what, nine,
She's 9. Yes,
nine, yeah,
yes.
same age as my son. So how did that help? How did that help, or how does that help in you training her to be, I guess you'd say, the next generation of backbone?
Seeing that's the thing. I'm training her not to be the backbone.
Touche, touche. So,
I'm very the whole like me teaching her how to cook
hmm,
and just simple things like cooking and taking care of yourself, and boys are gonna be there.
right, right, right,
You
definitely.
gonna have I try and prepare her all the time. Like, you're going to have some major heartbreak. One day you're gonna be crying in the bed over a little bitty boy. He ain't even gonna be worried about
And in 2 years, you won't even remember
you.
his name.
You won't even remember his name. When and one thing that really pisses me off is
Mm.
people will be like, "Oh well, she's gonna make somebody good. Oh, she could." I tell my baby faithfully, baby, if a man is dependent on you to cook his food, he should also be prepared to get poisoned.
And that is a deep statement. I don't even really know where to.
But because that's the first thing. Oh, can you cook? I bet you can cook me. We teach our kids to be responsible for themselves, but we want to teach our daughters to be. And I hate to say just like independent, because there's going to come a point in time where she may want to settle down, or she may want to have a relationship, but it needs to be something that's more complimentary versus indentured slave.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is, the cooking should be just an extra added. It's something he should already know how to do. Something that he shouldn't have to demand. It's something that, okay, well, hey babe, I know how to cook. If you want to cook, let's go for home. So you're basically training her, not like you say, not as far as the indentured slave as, I guess you would say, what the society has framed a wife to be to a certain extent.
I even, tinkering on my car and stuff, I tell them, don't bring no nigga home who can't get up on the hood. Because if you see me doing this,
I mean, and that's understandable. I mean, you're training her what to accept and what not to accept, and that's beautiful, because we do need to have more of our young black women that that are able to do, and even our young black men that are able to maintain. Of course, we are raised to grow up, get married, be with a woman or a man for the rest of your life, blah blah blah. But until that time comes, we still should know how to sustain on all levels. Exactly, on all levels of life by ourselves.
Right.
Okay, so cool. Now, with that, I guess we kind of stepped into that when I say, let's go to the next question. Is basically, how did you cope? Did you cope or respond to the pressures you watched your parents go through at the time?
I don't know. I started drinking.
And I can remember.
Yeah, I just started drinking.
In high school, we were drinking.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all the time just knocked over drunk, but we were, hey,
going to Cherry. Yeah, going across
Thunderbird.
Yeah,
but the night before I left to go to the army.
Thunderbird, White Irish Rose.
Exactly. The shit we shouldn't have been drinking.
Yes, that brain rot. That's all the horrible stuff.
Okay, and if you have a message for the next generation, I guess you would say, would you tell them to follow the same, I guess you say, coping mechanism, or what advice would you give for the next generation to, if they were to find themselves in the same situation?
You know what? This next generation is gonna be alright. This next generation, they gonna be alright. If anything, I'm more so concerned about the financial situation of the next generation. But they're outspoken. We kind of came up in times where I don't want to say racism was stomped out, but people were civil.
Right.
And, we were quick to say, hey, I'm not my grandparents, I'm not my parents, you gonna catch these hands. Oh, hell no, these hoes catching hands with this generation up under us, because this is about the most fighting ass.
And they are, and I think of this generation, they'll be okay, but I think this generation lacks, and see, they lack a lot of civility that we had growing up. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, that civility may have cost us in some situations, but for the most part, it got us to where we are now to be better people. But a lot of this generation, I think they lack a lot of civility as far as just knowing how to be, let's just quote the movie, just a law-abiding citizen, just in general.
But shit, I wouldn't know a lot. I still ain't a law-abiding citizen.
But even with that being said, there was never an extreme to your, as far as breaking laws. It was never an extreme. Nah, because you ain't never murdered nobody. You ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Like extremes.
Well, that first one, right?
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, I'm not like,
I done some now, and not even just like what you I done some real life nigga
no,
shit.
well, now we've all did, because I can say I've did some things. Yeah, I've did some shit. Yeah, I should have went to the penitentiary for.
Yeah, yeah.
And sat there for some years. But by the grace of God, we able to sit here and talk to each other without either one of us being behind their phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but even within, it was always habitual. It was never. It was always a point that even if you were approached with that lick or whatever was going on, it was a point where nope, 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 that's not for me. See, like, and that's what I think this generation lacks. There's no limit on it.
Well, a lot, and I don't know. I'm gonna say this generation got a lot of punk ass parents, and that plays into it because they having these old free range ass kids, and yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not a big avid fan of beating your kids because it can go either way, and just beating your kid thinking that that's gonna turn them into submission. Eventually, they're gonna get tired of it. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to work. You can't make so at the same time, this generation's problem with the civility follows back on their parents.
Right. So basically, what it's saying is there's really no communication between this generation and the parents that are raising them, or not even say communication. There's no
like they don't go. Yeah, like PTA meetings. PTA meetings have always been a struggle. But one thing that my mom instilled in me, and even my dad, they went to PTA meetings.
Right.
Johanna started out at collegiate prep, and that school was just like so focused. It's the pipeline for Cedar Hill, the high school.
Right.
Collegiate prep, high school or whatever. And when I tell you, those PTA meetings would be so packed. Like, they were so packed. But a couple of years ago, I transferred her to Waterford Oaks. Mm-hmm. And 3 people would be in a PTA meeting.
Wow. And like, I can totally agree with you because growing up, PTA meeting, parent-teacher conference, either my mom, my dad, or my stepdad was there. Yeah, somebody was going to be there.
And it was, and it's even the case of, you still see like the Pee Wee football, mm-hmm. It would be packed, but PTA would still be packed. But now, everybody's just focused on, oh, my son's going to play football. He's going to be a rapper. Or, they putting out their eggs in athletics. So,
So, okay, well, which that brings another question. See, so you would, from the information that you just gave me, you would tend to think that this generation now parents are focused on more of making their children entertainers as opposed to informers.
Oh, yes, and it also just kind of goes with the shift in society. Mm-hmm. Social media, and now it's not even, it's about going viral. Like, every kid has a Instagram page, or they doing like little videos. So mm-hmm. That's something I even have to stop Johanna mm-hmm. from, oh, I'm gonna be a singer, I want to be this, I'm gonna be that. That's cool, but just because you prop a camera up doesn't mean you the next big thing.
Right.
And because it happens so easily, and some people have it, some people don't, but that's still not a good thing to instill upon your kids.
Right. But that's one of those things you tell them, if it happens, it happens. But as of right now, this is what you need to focus on.
And then I say that in the same breath, I'm not going to encourage Johanna to go to college unless it's something specialized.
Okay, with that being, so you're looking at more of making sure she has an actual trade as opposed to a piece of paper.
Yeah, she can do a trade because you can have a 6-figure plumber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people, the cost of school and college nowadays is ridiculous. I remember when starting out in Cedar Valley, them credit hours was $30 a credit hour, and then I got mad when it went to 33.
Wow.
And then, like, I don't even know how much those things are now, but the class that used to cost you $99 is costing you $300. Those books, for you spending almost half of your money on books, and I'm not encouraging that.
Right. I mean, because the books, you can go get the books on your own.
You can.
Without the only reason you go into college, I mean, I guess you would say is to say that so people can say, okay, you dedicated your time for this. Now you got a piece of paper for that.
The whole system is just messed up because you come out of school. Like, I was so happy when I finally got my degree. It took me 11 years to complete it.
I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, because I don't use the bitch.
And what do you have a degree?
A political science. Political science, pre-law. It's just, most of the time, you at least want to go for networking and things like that. But now, by the time you graduate, when you apply for a job, most of these jobs that you apply for, they're already filled by the time they even post the job.
Yeah.
And that comes from people's parents. Oh yeah, Bob works over there. I'll call him, and but it has almost no value unless you're going to be a lawyer, unless you're going to be a surgeon, an engineer.
And it's funny you bring up that because I was gonna say the good old boy system, but you hit the nail on the head before I could even bring it out. As far as when you come out of college, what people don't understand is when you come out of college, yeah, you got a piece of paper, but 9 times out of 10, if you're not in something as far as where you really dealing with your hands, like doctors, people like that, physical therapists, you don't have any experience.
Right.
All you have is a piece of paper. So you come out of college, you've been in there 4 years. Now you got to still go do an intern for another year, 2 years.
The fact that I had to have a college degree to be a collector, here I am, then spent X amount of money on this degree, and GM was requiring me for $14 ass job. What was it? $12? No, it was $12
to have a degree.
$12 ass job to have a degree.
Hell, I can go work at the warehouse and make, and all I need is shit. No, I have no experience. Amazon. Goddamn, walk in, no experience. $15, $16.
You at Amazon?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I was about to say, because if you was in Amazon, sir, I need you to socially distance because them motherfuckers is staying sick up there.
Right, I have a degree. Yeah. You want to get in on this trilogy? Okay.
But like that was my degree was, and then trying to go back because I was like, okay, well obviously I'm not high enough, so let me try for my master's, and fuck that shit.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, you can take a person with it's people out, it's moms on the street with master's degrees.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I know it was one woman, that same GM, she had 2 master's degrees and sitting across from me.
Yeah. And like I've ran into, just random crackheads just from dealing with people that I know. Mm-hmm. Like random, really. Smoker. Oh, I got a master's in this. I got a master's in that. I got a doctorate in this. Yeah. And it's like, what the, but that's what people push so much these days is go to school, 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 but not realizing, okay,
it ain't worth it.
To a certain extent, it's not.
It's not. It's not.
Because you can go be a contractor. You can go to school for a year, 2 years, and make twice what that person got that 4-year degree making.
Now, fun fact, 46 minus 1. Mm-hmm. Just signed the little executive order, or they put together a thing where they're trying to deprioritize jobs with degrees. Now, what is the fastest segment of society that is obtaining degrees?
If I'm not, what would that be?
Black women.
True.
And so now all of a sudden you got all these black women who are getting these higher degrees and advanced education, and they putting in time and all this other stuff. And here they have another blow dealt to them.
You know,
I mean, that's not really just gonna affect black communities, because not only are black women going to get degrees, everybody, all women in general are getting degrees. So that's not going to be anything that's just going to affect black people, you know. Because people are going to school.
Well, no, people are going to school, but I'm just saying, statistically, it's known that black women for the last 5, 6, I don't want to say 10 years,
almost 5 to 10.
But for the last few years, black women have been making those strides in academia. So, and you know, I know a white guy who didn't even he had a job in Silicon Valley. Didn't even go to college. He literally got the books. He downloaded all the syllabi and got the books, and he walked himself through it and ended up getting a job.
And that's the thing. And see, that's what, to me, to a certain extent, that's almost what college really is. Because if I can get the books, if I have enough knowledge to go get the same books that you're using in college, and I can obtain them better, I may not be in the college, but if I go to this job and I can prove that I can do this, if you sit me at a desk and I'm able to do this, even without that degree,
right,
I should be able to get the job. But the sad part of reality is that person with that degree, and they may not even be able to do it as good as you. They probably don't even know how to do it. But that you may get looked over just because that person had that degree.
Well, look at it like in my field, right? So you have people that go to school 4 years to get a computer science degree, right?
Right.
Get a bachelor's. Get a computer science degree to be a Linux admin, right? To go into a place and say, I want to be your Linux administrator. But they have a 4-year degree, a bachelor's. Then you got a person that says, well, fuck the degree, I'm gonna go and just pay take the class a year, study, take the test. Now I'm certified as a Linux administrator, right? That means I've taken the test, I've proven, I'm certified now as a Linux administrator, which is the same thing that this person's trying to be that went to a college for 4 years. They're hiring you. So now you don't have the overhead of student loans. You have a certification, which means that you have proven that you're knowledgeable of in this particular field. You're golden.
And see, and I think what helps in that situation is because with that situation, it's more of a direct focus on this one particular thing, as opposed to when you go to college, they try to give you the overall scale of everything.
I get it, but what I'm saying is a person that says, okay, I want to be a Linux administrator, but you go to college or you want to be in this field, you have to get some type of IT degree.
Right.
But then, okay, if you know Linux, you just go get a Linux certification. That's still an IT cert.
Yeah.
You're just as good as a person with a 4-year degree.
Yeah, because and what's the thing about it? You also cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And I think we got a little off subject, so let's kind of swing back real quick. So hold on, give me 1 second. T-Bump, sweet cherry. You know what I'm about?
Boy, they smoke the interviews all the time.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
So what advice can you say? Yeah, slow down, Grandma.
Okay.
Slow down, Grandma.
Boy, I almost shamed you.
Okay, hold on, let me check your pocket. Yeah. But no, okay, so what advice can you say have helped you to get through to becoming an adult, and why or how did this particular advice help you?
Fuck these hoes. That's the advice. Said, fuck these hoes, and I plan on fucking these hoes.
Right, you always have been ruthless.
Fuck these hoes. That's that. And I even tell Johanna. Johanna gonna be like, say that. She's like, man, why introduce you to my mama? Let me know. Just let me let you know.
Gotta give you the warning.
Yeah, let me give you the warning.
Yeah, and I can feel that.
She might tell you ain't shit. And just know she means that shit too.
Sincerely.
So yeah, but that's really what has just gotten me. Like especially the last couple of years. I had to really just take that to heart. Like
now, okay, now let's for the people listening, let's break that down as far as fuck these hoes. What break it down for me a little bit so I can get an understanding.
So my saying fuck these hoes stems from anything such as in relationships where, you know, that old 50-50 shit. Fuck them hoes. Niggas want to be bad bitches. They want to be taken care of, and you know, I gotta have my plate first. But no, fuck these hoes. Work. You know, I never was one to. I wasn't necessarily a seat filler, but I never had any aspirations to move up or cause to me, managers were ass lickers, boot kissers. So you know, brown nose.
So you pretty much always had the mindset of I'm gonna use a quote that Steve Harvey used. Basically, use your job to fulfill your dream. And you know, I can definitely understand that. Well, what's up, Ace? How you doing? But yeah, I can definitely understand that because that's, you know, of course. I mean, like, you always want. If I want to move up, it's because, let's just be real. It's monetary.
Yes. But as far as I've never worked at a company and I was like, you know what? I've never worked at a company and I was like, you know what? I see myself retiring from here. Even what I'm doing now, I told him I'm giving you 2 years. And I might not even give him 2 years. But by the time I turn 40, I see myself going in another direction.
Right.
It's just a means to an end.
And like I said, I'm 37 now. I told myself the next, you know, job I get, I'm gonna dedicate 5 years. 5 years. And the only reason I say that, the only reason I say that because I know that gives me a time frame to, I guess you would say, get things in place to where I have, when I do step out, I have everything I need to step out.
But that's.
Are you going by 10 years, or are you going by, what are you trying to do? Because I ain't staying on job 5 years if I ain't want to pay.
No. What I'm saying is, of course, the money has to be right for me to stay there. I'm not denying that fact. So let's get that. The money does have to be right for me to stay there. I'm not staying there, you know, if I got an opportunity to do better, I'm just staying there sticking the fuck around. No. No. If I got an opportunity to do better, I'm gonna move on. But if the money is right and the situation is right, I'm willing to dedicate 5 years just because I know with 5 years I can have enough money dedicated to what I want to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that's why I say 5 years. And that's just giving me
a stretch. It's really a stretch goal.
A stretch. And me giving myself room to fulfill, you know, to at least start the plan, get 75% of what I need down, 80%, and then I can work from there to step out on my own. Okay, and then now next question, and this one here is gonna be a doozy. I already know I'm gonna get a kick off of this one. What was the turning point in your life that made you change or readjust your outlook or perspective on life, as opposed to what you were brought up with?
T-Bone. That would have been my ex. My ex. Because I actually loved the hoe. I actually loved the hoe, and I was trying to do right and all this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna mention his name, but
we don't need no name.
But like, long story short, he never knew his dad, and I found his dad for him.
Wow.
And his dad was actually a celebrity. Now, we've been doing this, 50, it didn't want even 50-50. It was, I made three, I probably made 3 times more than what he did. And he just cleaned out my account up, and I'm talking about I had a nervous breakdown.
Oh,
and that's the reason why I ended up going.
You still on this side of the bar? Because I promise you, I'd have been in jail. You cleared my shit out. You got me.
I put his ass in a jar.
You'd have been in the jar.
It's above me now.
You'd have been in the jar, right? What they put you in when they cremate your ass? Urn. You'd have been in that kind of jar.
But that was the beginning of 2019, and I took some time off, and I went to Virginia, and I stayed there for a few months and kind of regrouped. And
because you got people in Virginia, right? Don't you got people?
No, there was some people I had met on Facebook. Like that's how dedicated I was to saving myself.
Right.
Because I like I was telling everybody, I wasn't in any kind of position to stay in Dallas.
Right.
Like, tail between my legs, and I'm broken and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that ain't you. That ain't you. That ain't you at all.
And I went, regrouped, came back, and then my father passed at the end of the year.
Right.
And it didn't, when my dad died, it affected me, but it really just put a lot of things into perspective for me. And it was like, you just got to do it.
Right. So that kind of gave you that, you know what? Damn what I've been going through. I know it's been tough, but you know what? Fuck it. Let me pull my pants up.
I had to put my big girl breeches on.
Right.
And I've been out here handling these hoes ever since.
Right on.
But I'm happier. I'm more productive.
Right.
Just a lot of my relationships and things like that are going better. But just taking out that factor of, I don't want to say looking for something to complete me or something like that, but I just realized if my blood, sweat, and tears, that's what's gonna complete me.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's just you figured out that all I need is me.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord brought me in here by myself. He brought me in here by myself for a reason. Not to say that we don't need, I guess you say, human companionship at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, because everybody love hoes.
We're not even talking about hoes, but that's just
That's me. I love me a good hoe. I love me a good hoe.
But
I'm waiting for my hoe to come back now.
It's just the fact that and it's just the fact that yeah, it has us all kind of displaced right now.
Shit, fucking corona.
But it just brings back the fact, it brings back that inner you when you were a child, and okay, I'll give you a personal example. Ever since I was a child, I've always dreamed of opening my own night spot, and not in specifically talking about a club or anything, just somewhere you can go eat good food, get some live entertainment, chill, have a drink or two, and go home. You know what I'm saying? So the boom boom room, without all the nastiness. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Well, we got to keep it conservative for the people. Hey, no, well, that's when we got to create you another side.
Okay, yeah.
Boom Boom Room too.
Yeah, the champagne room. No sex in the champagne room.
Shit. But anyway, man, it's just let's we're gonna slide on to the next question. So basically, with all that being said, what are some of your personal examples of just being able to push through? I know you just mentioned as far as when you had to go to Virginia and kind of recollect and get yourself together and then come back home and just start over. But other than that, what are some of the personal examples just that help you push through?
Shit, that was it. Even becoming a mother.
Right.
That wasn't. I'm a mom.
Yeah, because even from when we grew up, you kids.
And that's the thing, like legit. I had never been around a kid for more than like an hour until I had Johanna. Right. I've never babysitted. I learned how to change diapers like at church, like with the church kids and stuff. Right. Hey, hold my baby full of. But even my brother said, he was like, does she even
know how to maintain the kid?
Okay, because I'm like, why is this thing? I was literally like one of those mamas. They were like, you have a baby at a bar. Shit, y'all got a baby at a bar. What? God
damn it, yeah. What the fuck was I doing this point?
Yeah, but that's because, baby, I always used to drag Johanna up Applebee's.
Wow.
We always would go hang out at the neighborhood bar.
So you 2-3 drinks up, driving the baby home.
Shit.
It'll be over. It'll be done.
Just be glad I wasn't one of them assholes who had like a little 2-year-old driving and stuff. Or how some people would have like their kids.
Well, we're not gonna call out those people. Hey, but we all know who we're talking about.
But I mean, like becoming a mom, it changed my route, it changed my purpose, but it wasn't just like a defining moment for me. Like I literally with her, I just tell her, hey, I just gotta get you to 18 with the tools that you need. And that's my job.
Right. And okay, now when you say that, and this is kind of off basis, but I think as black parents, because a lot of us have that mentality because that's what we've been raised with. When our child's 18, okay, send them out to the world.
Oh no, I'm not sending her out to the world, but she knows 18 is like that age of where you
basic. I guess you would say
like that's when you graduate and stuff like that. That's when you kind of present it to the world officially.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not, by no means does she have to get out.
Okay.
She doesn't have to start working. She doesn't have to contribute to the household or anything like that because that's a disservice.
Right.
If by the time Johanna turns 18, I gotta take her money for the house, that means I'm not on top of my own shit. If I need the contribution of an 18-year-old,
preach your realm.
Like but
now and it's not even, and I think of some people, and I think I guess you would say for me, if with my son, he's 8, he's 9, no, I'm sorry, he just turned 9 last week. So with my son, I think at 18, if he's still with me, if by that time I'm pretty sure he'll be in college or whatever. But by the time he comes back home, 22, 21, 22, I'm willing to say, what, son, come live with me. All I need you to do is just to pay this, and when I say pay this, that shit ain't even going to the bill. That's just you learning how to be responsible.
Yeah, there's certain
and once
things,
you move out, hey, this is the money that you have been paying toward this bill, as opposed to having to ask me, for goddamn, 3 months rent.
There's a difference in teaching responsibility and accountability, but for just because you graduated, now all of a sudden, just yesterday you wasn't paying no bills, but you graduated, so you owe me $450 for these housing expenses and things like that. But no, the defining 2019 was a defining, that was like my defining moment.
Right.
And 2020, 2020, that's how I say 2020. Boy, 2020 is it just won't quit. But I'm learning how to adapt to it.
Right.
And I've opened, I don't know, 2020 has been great for me.
And you know what I can say, 2020 has, despite all what's going on and everything that's happening in the world, even when COVID-19 first hit, by the grace of God, my job was still considered essential, because we built modular homes. So, and it's basically, for when you see, 1.2 million people out of work and 2 million people on unemployment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to just still be able to provide in any form of fashion,
right?
That's a blessing, and I just thank God for that. And I'm pretty sure you're in the same boat.
And I'm not even gonna lie. Within the last month, my income has tripled.
Won't you do it?
And I still happily walk around looking like a bum.
And you know what? And that's one thing I learned a long time ago. And I'd say that I just learned it from white people, but I've seen rich black people walk around looking bummy. But I think the first time I guess it just really clicked. And I guess I would say that because I knew the people that were wealthy, the black people that were wealthy. So it was nothing to see them just walk around in regular clothes. So I guess when it really clicked, I used to detail cars with this job. I was detailing cars. And this guy, he had kept his equipment at a storage. You know what I'm saying? And the guy that owned the storage was an older white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you seen him, he get out the car. He looked like you familiar with ZZ Top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he got the long beard, boots, cowboy pants on, plaid shirt. You know what I'm saying? He getting out of a Chevy.
Right.
And it wasn't even a newer. You could tell it's probably like 5 years, behind the date of the year.
Right.
And the guy that I was working for, he was like, that man right there, a millionaire. But if you look at him and he walk, you would never know.
And of course, as I got older, that's had kind of shifted, because who used to love Fendi those like, I still have like a few little knickknacks and stuff that I do for when I clean up and I decide that I want. But for the most part, you gonna get this wallet in my back pocket,
and and that to me, just from us growing up and going to school together, just to even hear you say, just at one point you became about designer. That's like, to me, like, because when we went to school, shit, long as we was clean, it wasn't really no whole lot of designer.
Oh, nah, because Shirley stayed shopping at Dillard's for me.
Yeah, but even with that,
but for us, like, we had starters.
Yeah,
like I had me about 3-4 of the starter pullovers, Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica. But it was just like simple, clean looking stuff, and it was still off the sales rack.
Yeah,
but it was
nice.
It was affordable, nice. But then after I started working and I started having my own income, then I started trying to dress to impress.
Right.
Which means at that time looking real good, but them pockets was real light.
And see, that's to me, and I think, because I always grew up, my mom on Saturday mornings, when she got paid, Friday night, Saturday mornings, we getting up, when I hear them keys jangling about 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, it's time to roll, Cole. Mm-hmm. We hitting JCPenney's, we hitting Foley's, we hitting Dillard's, we hitting if she was feeling good, and and I didn't really give a shit about Macy's, but she may go get her something out of Macy's. Mm-hmm. But I know between Dillard's, Sears, Foley's, J.C. Penney's, all of that. I'm coming out clean. Whether it's the Arizona jeans, I know you remember them.
Yeah.
The Oz shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Monkey Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward.
Monkey Ward.
Boy, you don't know about no Montgomery Ward.
That's the original catalog.
Say.
Get that catalog in the mail, be about 50 cents.
Yeah, you can beat a nigga with that catalog. But all in all, man, but yeah, so I guess I kind of grew up under the I'm dressing to impress, but damn it, I'm dressing for less.
Yes. Like for a big staple for us was the Dillard's Clearance Center.
Mm-hmm.
And as they got more popular, because it was just one, and it was
Redbird.
No, that was Dillard's. They had a clearance center in Arlington. It was out there by Forum. It was Forum 303 at first. It was out for 303, and then they moved it near.
But yo, mama, I know the exit. You missing the exit,
yeah,
mama?
Yeah, right.
303, mama. 303. You at 304.
They would sit up and have like 60% off, and then an extra 20% off. So we would go that morning. Mm-hmm. And have bags upon bags, but like that was it. And probably I got to the point of where before I had Johanna, I literally had a summer wardrobe and I had a fall wardrobe, or winter wardrobe. So I would change them out. Now I got like 15 pieces of clothes.
enough to interchange that shit for a month and start over again.
No. I can't even do. The only reason why I had bought so much black stuff is because I wear black at work. But like, I think the last I might have been shopping twice.
And I can honestly say in the last year, I have probably bought for myself socks, underwear, a t-shirt here and there.
Right. I don't.
Because
I don't do it.
Because to me, like I have a lot of button-down shirts, and my dad, you never met my dad, but he's always the dress to impress, and he could have one pair of black slacks, 6 shirts, 5 different ties, and 3 pair of shoes. But for a month, you ain't gonna see him with the same shit on.
Right. And mix and match and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I'm good on all that now. I wear flip flops all year long.
Well, I'm glad you ain't got ugly feet.
I know, right? Because
you got some long ass
toes. The hoes love the toes.
And you know what? This is her with the hose. This is not me, folks. This is her with the hose. This is all JH over here with the hose. But anyway, man, we're gonna wrap this interview up. I want to appreciate y'all. I want to thank my guest for coming out, Jerri Harper. With her excited ass.
I know,
too many champagne glasses.
Oh man.
But anyway, y'all have a good night, man. Like, comment, subscribe. You all have a blessed night. Appreciate it.
All right.